I think these are challenging conditions for these drivers. Especially when we're just in a line here, where the spray is so bad you probably can't even see whatever you would vaguely use as a braking mark, because who knows how early you need to get on the brakes here. Yeah, I keep complaining about cars being too close to each other during qualifying. I think this is a situation where I'm even more right than normal. As, oh, yep.
Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. It's I said previously to Andy, yourself, obviously, if you think back to 2017, Monza qualifying in Formula One, these conditions are like that, but 10 times worse from what I feel. Going down the main straight, your car's just weaving, as you can see the McLaren just getting ever so skittish under braking, and then we saw Leon as well go straight on through Parabolica. It probably just locked up. So easy to do, obviously, with loads of puddles, like you said, through the apexes of the corners. It's going to be like driving at Monaco in the dry, I think, most of this race. You're going to see a lot of people just in the middle of the track, avoiding all the white lines as much as they can.
Yep. When they just get on wet paint, the car just unsettles so rapidly, you just have no response window to catch it. and you're just guaranteed to loop it. You need to drive so carefully in these conditions, but especially in this qualifying session, what you want to do is try and get the car up the order, so you want to drive fast on a circuit that really just hates you for trying it. It's terrifying in every single sense of the word, especially just going through these corners, not like in the middle of them. You're still dealing with an extremely slick track. The car is going to be trying to like slip out from under you in every direction. You'll have massive understeer on entry to the corner just because the fronts aren't going to hook up properly. And then as you try and get through the corner, any amount of power you're putting down, the TC might be able to save you in these things a little bit, but you're still going to be fighting to try and get any amount of power down. And if you go a little too hard, you're just going to lose the rear. It is demanding.
Yeah, it really is. There's such a fine point from getting braking absolutely right to then locking just at least one wheel and then seeing yourself off completely down the road. I know through the practice session there's just most cars just using the runoff, using the little chicane to get them through the first couple corners, because it was just so difficult, so tricky, and especially through the spray as well. Obviously GTP cars kicking up more spray than what you'd see on the GT3, but you're just driving blind, completely blind.
Just gotta keep turning laps and hoping the track comes to you. If this is a dry patch, it does look like the rain has temporarily stopped. This is probably going to be your best chance to get some lap time in. The track is still slick, but it's not going to be worse for a bit. You might be able to get some decent times in. Callum has a purple sector 4, and will improve potentially. I don't know if that was validated or not, but yep, goes to the top massively. 1.2 seconds clear of Awesomes now, so definitely good laps coming. You can see Ross with double purple sectors. You need to be careful and keep it inbounds, but if you're able to do so, you should be able to get some positions here. That is not what you want to be doing. That is an illegal parking maneuver. Oof.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I'm just like, should he be on track right now? Based on that lap time, he should have been finished by now. Fair enough, didn't impede any LP2, of which... Only two LP2s out on track right now.
Just sent you over the latest information in terms of rain, what I've got. If I was at these LMP2 drivers and I had that information, I'd be going out now. I'd be wanted to be the first one out and trying to get as many laps in, because there is a big patch of red rain coming.
Oh dear. I think this track is going to degrade very quickly from where it is currently, and I think as long as these sectors are clean, I think Grunwald might have a chance to just take pole convincingly with this lap alone. Just need to bring it home. The rain has started to fall, but it's going to very rapidly envelop the track again. And at that point, I think it's going to be very hard to beat any lap that Grunwald sets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at the forecast. Just any further update. It's Curva Grande, I think, going up towards the second chicane and obviously the Levertimos. That's all been hit by a very small red patch. So obviously we saw... I was just...
Still, though, cars able to set a purple sector 1. See what the remaining sectors are, though. This was where the rain was starting to pick up on Gronveld's last lap, and that's still purple for Bozapoya, so it's looking very convincing right now. Oh.
I think he is going to be okay with that. It's usually the curb is the limit. If you go off the curb and all four wheels on the Astro, then you definitely are in 1x territory there.
Not a lot. Yeah, it's a smaller cell than the previous one perhaps, but it's still a very heavy bit of rainfall, and probably is going to continue to degrade the track for at least the rest of the LMP2 session. You can see Carlos Bozapoya basically drifting through Curva Biasino, is apparently what that corner is called, according to iRacing. As, oh, that is not the line. That will be an invalidated lap, but yeah. And just massive puddles everywhere, track completely slick. And I just struggle to see, and oh no, I know exactly where Bozapoya got purple, because he cut the damn corner. I think drivers are going to struggle to find lap time on this track, asterisk, while remaining within track limits. I think I can find about 5 seconds in Sector 1 at Monza if you just let me drive straight to Mexico from the start line. But either way, this is essentially just a waiting game now as oh, that's a little deep from Gronveld and straight into the barrier. And Bozapoya has had enough. The car is being parked. The answer is very. We've crashed in the pit lane. We've had the smallest bump in the pit lane as, let me get the names. David Acheta didn't quite get on the brakes in time, and I think has tagged Raymond Denit in the rear slightly. It looks like the car's fine, but it's still very funny. I don't know why we're doing this, but we're doing this. I don't know if you want track position, because I think what I'd like to do is just get away from everyone. Because, like, Carlos Bozapuya is an extremely good race car driver. Even he was struggling to keep the car on the track at various points during that qualifying session. I don't trust any of these. I can't trust any of these drivers to keep it fully pointed forwards on this track. Not that I don't believe in their abilities as drivers. I just think this track is bloody treacherous right now. And I don't want to get caught in someone else's nonsense. Give me some breathing room. Let me just get some space to qualify in, and I will make sure I get a time in. I'm slow as hell. I'll probably still qualify last, but by God, I will qualify. I'm actually more concerned about the proximities of some of these drivers. Like, Sato just got bullied off the track by the donk. Denit is being hounded by Assetto. And, like, I'm just worried we're actually going to get, like, an actual race during the qualifying session, which feels wrong. Just getting hounded a little bit too much, tries to send it a little bit too deep into the corner, and just ends up going wide. Yep. You'd think, like, after every week of me complaining about these GTP qualifying, like, stacking ups in the pit lane, like, someone might realize that actually, no, this is a terrible idea and I'm not going to do it. And it does look cool. I will agree it looks cool. Like, as someone who sat here on the broadcast, I do appreciate it a little bit. But as someone who does occasionally like driving race cars, no. Yeah, it's good. I think the rain's going to pick back up again in about 2 minutes, so this might be the good lap time, but then I think it's going to degrade. I don't know how many of them are going to have the radar open either. This is definitely when you want to push, but obviously, like, you need to make the lap count, and this is very easy to understeer through Parabolica. So we'll see what happens. Oof. Back on the racing cam, Cheto is being pressured by Denit. The right nose to tail coming into... Yep, Denit's had to back out. Like, you can't really say that's blocking just because, like, Cheto's trying to get a fast lap in, but, like, Denit's going to be... Yeah, Denit's going to be really annoyed because I think Denit was faster there and just had to basically abort just because the driver in front was just too close, and you can't really make a move there. Yep. And I think the next heavy cell has it as well. It is starting to hit in the Lesmos. So track time probably going to decrease, but I think Van der Wacker and Assetto have dodged the worst of it, so these times are probably going to be very fast. Denit had to basically abort the lap, yeah. Oh. That's... Yeah, should have time. Should have time to bring it around, but I think with the tyres gone in the track getting worse by the looks of it, I think that's going to struggle to be an improvement. Very hilarious looking way to lose the car there, just parked up on the sausage curb. But very frustrating as a driver when it looks like it should be fine. You just hear your wheels going and nothing's happening. I remember trying out Sebring because it was right before the Sebring 12 in. I guess it must have been a hypercar. It might have been a GT3. It was bad enough back then where this story still works either direction. I could not get out of the first corner without going into the outside wall. Rain on release was ridiculous, and the baseline setups were not very rain friendly either. So it was a lot of suffering. With not long left in the session either, I think. We're unlikely to see improvement, certainly not from Federico Sartor, who might just get the a green flag for one more lap here, but definitely struggling. Huge cloud of spray there behind the Cadillac. Well, checkered flag flies. And Van der Wacker has 3 orange sectors, and Oshito has 4 orange sectors. Maynard is looking like my fruit bowl right now. A lot of oranges. This might be the most bowling warm-up session we've had in a while. Everyone's going to be exiting onto this wet track on cold tyres, and I think it's going to go actually really well. And we're going to have no issues whatsoever, and it's going to be calm and polite, and there's going to be no mistakes, and it's going to be really smooth while Andy gives his pre-race briefing. We will. I just don't know how long that jump is, and I don't know how much rain is going to be in that jump. Fantastic times. The rain is very patchy right now, as it's definitely around Monza, but it's not.
Please, he's in front of me.
Oh lord, they are wrecking. That's not where a car's supposed to go, GT3. Oh. My condolences to Race Control, but I do have to say you've done this to yourself with these weather conditions. Should we have some qualifying results? You get interrupted by Andy halfway through, as per usual. I can't. I can hear you, so hopefully they haven't been listening to just me the entire time.
Alright everyone, as your weekly reminder, the race does not start on the green flag. The race will start when the class leader goes within the start zone. We ask that each of the class leaders...
And I'm now seeing a green line, so I think nobody's been able to hear me, which is fun.
Oh no.
Oh well. Oh well. Right, we muted Andy so we can carry on with this. Davide Aceto is on pole position ahead of Dave Van der Back, Quinton Verdonk, Brody Maynard, Mark Frederick, Federico Sarta, and Raymond Denitz, who didn't manage to get laps in when it counted in that session. We're going to run through LMP2 once again, which was won by, qualified on pole by Carlos Bezapoya ahead of Ben Groneveld. GT3 Pro, as I said, was in that incredibly competitive session. Nicole Monti took pole at the last opportunity ahead of Vincent Ossoms, Jeffrey Ross, Alessandro Vici, Daniel Morby, Kevin Basambo, Leon Erger, Callum Lux, Raphael Heck, and Dave Van Eck, almost all of whom were on the front row or pole position at some point during that session.
Listening to two people at once is difficult. But either way, we have had direction from Race Control. Please do not kill each other in the rain, is the TLDR. Track is technically drying right now. I think it might just stay wet for the entirety of the race. And we'll probably get rained on a bit later on as well, and maybe not the red conditions. But
yeah, hopefully this running now is going to try and dry up a little bit more as well. That'd be good.
And the newly renamed Run into Mexico. I'm not letting you let that one
Run into
go,
Mexico. That's what Turn 1's called, right? Mexico Corner.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's just going to be a straight dash into that wood piling. GTPs might be able to get away with it. I think the GT3s are really going to struggle there with everyone picking different braking markers at different points. It might get a little bit hectic on the opening lap. I don't think we'll see a safety car, but I'm not discounting the chance of a safety car.
I think that is a very good shout. It's probably our best, most likely race to have one in a while.
Oh, and it's a short warm-up lap as well, although it has been dry for a little bit according to the radar, so...
Moderately wet, says iRace Control.
Incredible. There is a cell of red rain that has just started to form, though, in front of the track.
Moderately wet for 1 or 2 minutes is what we're going to get, but that's better for the start of the race at least.
I would give it maybe 5 minutes.
Should we chuck up the tyres for a laugh? You will be unsurprised to hear every single driver that has gridded up so far is on the wet compound. Waiting on a couple to grid. There we go.
Waiting for the pace car to move. This is going to be a short pace lap. These are going to be incredibly cold wets on a slick track, so a lot of caution is advised here. Whether we actually get that caution is obviously another question entirely, but
We've got some weaving for tyre temperature, as you would expect. These guys carefully making the choice to go single file through a sky.
We almost had another stack up as well. Ooh, they are getting extremely close to each other on this formation lap of all things. And Sartor's off in the grass. Does manage to keep pointing forwards. This looks insane. It is insane. But they'll do whatever they need to get temperature in, and now we just need to take a race start and hope for the best. They'll fall behind Chesso, who has control of the field. There'll be pit limiter until they hit the start zone, and from then, who knows what's going to happen.
Expect a bit of chaos here on the run into turn 1. Davide Chesso leads the field to green on the inside in the Absolute Motorsports Asalith Porsche. We've got 7 cars competing for the win here in GTP. A few of them fighting for the title. It will go to next round, I believe, pretty much whatever happens. But Davide Chesso gets away well at the start. Dave on the back under threat from championship rival Quinton Verdonk behind. That's going to be crucial on the run down into turn 1. And Quinton Verdonk on the outside line. Can he go late on the brakes to try and get alongside the BMW? He can. Can he keep it on the track? Just about he can. They're side by side, the championship rivals. Brody Maynard's had a pretty poor start. He's dropped back a couple of positions, but at least has survived and no wreck, which is crucial for him. They're side by side at the back. Quinton Verdonk still trying to attack his championship rival. It's the spray is insane, and we've got a car off in the background. That's Brody Maynard, who's gone for a spin, unfortunately. We had a car off there. We did dust Quinton Verdonk off. Unfortunately for him, and that's going to cost him at least 1 position and put him under threat from Sartor behind, is it? Brody Maynard is moving again, but it obviously took him a while in these conditions to get out of the grass. Carlos Bozapoya has perhaps unsurprisingly gotten away in the lead in LMP2.
GT3s have just taken the green flag, and they're already 3 wide for P2.
Mick Sayan has made a good start, but like you said, they're 3 wide behind. That's Vincent Ossoms in GT3 Pro, who had a mega Sorry, GT3 Pro is behind. I don't even know what's going on here. Mick Sayan took pole position overall is what's happened, and he's an AM car. That's what's happened here. Right, so it's all getting a little bit confusing, and he's already lost out a position to Vincent Ossoms. So Pro car's now back in the lead, side by side a little bit further back with Mick, who's trying to hang on to an overall podium.
Dave Van Eck got tangled up with, I believe that would be Diego Palacio, pronunciation. Managed to keep it pointed forwards, but obviously still is a bit of distance off the cars. He's actually fighting, so they get a little bit argy-bargy there, going through second of Valorante.
That incident is under investigation. It's been a very clean start, though. We've only seen a couple of people off. Oh, and off there, as he says that. That was a mistake, wasn't it? Raphael Heck goes flying off the road and is still pointing in the right direction. He's got away without any damage, really. Mike Frederick has gone straight on at turn 1. But crucially, again, has kept it pointed in the right direction. Quinton Verdonk down to P4.
I'll say a lot of these collisions have just been broadsides, nothing like majors in terms of pushing people hard off of the track. No massive spins to speak of except from Maynard's unfortunate excursion. It's been pretty calm for the opening run.
The dong round the outside at Lesmo 1, that's not going to work, is it? They're side by side on the exit. He's found some room.
He's found some grip, more importantly. Remember that low side.
Oh, contact for a championship contender.
Oh, the spin.
And Federico Sata is off as well.
Oh, the high side is going to have less water on it just because the water's going to run to the inside of the track. So the high lane can actually work. You're able to hang it out there, but just gets bullied out. Here's a replay of a massive tangle between a bunch of GT3s. Kevin Bassan bought the Focus car here, who might just get shuffled out.
I think this is what happened to Raphael Heck. What's gone wrong here? Oh no, Heck's just gone off on his own. Okay.
Yep.
This is what happened in the GT3 start, and that was a free wide moment. And the Patrick Stanek coming across on the Mercedes, you would have to say from that angle. We'll let race control have their full opinion on it. Davide Aceto doing well at the front, but still not flying away from Davy van der Wacker, who will be very pleased to see his championship rival Quinton Benot tumbling down the order. Van der Wacker does go straight on.
Huge hit. Alessandro Vici just got rear-ended by Kevin Bassanvort, who I believe has lost some part of his front end. No, it still looks okay. Maybe just a netcode thing on my end for that, but huge hit. Bassanvort's not done. Has ended up spinning out.
Mick Sayan, I think one of those cars that's off. Yeah, it is. It's a pole sitter. We've got two GTPs off at the front. Oh no, we've got two GTPs that need to serve slowdowns that have caught the back of the pack. Wow. Okay. We have now both cleared those slowdowns. But like we said, they've caught the back of the pack as the rain is starting to pick up once again.
Yeah, this is going to be the worst of conditions. It's very patchy rain from here, I believe. It'll come and it'll go very quickly as we get on the replay here. You can see that hard punt that Vici took there.
Very well to keep it pointed in the right direction now. Daniel Morphy and Callum Lux got together in turn 1 as well. Lux in the Aston behind and a tag from behind on the way into turn 1, and they've gotten away with it. Wow, mega in those conditions. Did not expect to see two cars pointing in the right direction after that.
Message for Patrick Stanek, simply bruh. No idea what that's in relation to, but we'll move on.
Van der Wacker piling on the pressure at the front. Chetto's going to be feeling this down into turn 1. It's all going on in GT3 because we've got cars off. Big wreck in GT3 in turn 1. Big wreck. And we've got cars rejoining. Pure chaos. And Davy van der Wacker is in it as well. He's gotten away damage free, it looks like, crucially.
I think he just took to the escape rope, maybe unwillingly, but did just spin off without hitting anyone. He'd probably be fine. Oh lord, that's lots of rain.
The rain has just come in massively. We've just hit 100%. We've got a dead car just behind. That's Albert Preem. He's going to try and drag it back with no bumper. The wiper's still working now. That's all that matters in these conditions. I think the front left has got damage to it, though.
I think
front left does not look like it's on
conditions, especially going 3 wide. Good lord.
Well, we're going to have to go back and take a look at how all of that happened. I think this may be the triggering crash. Daniel Morphy into turn 1.
I think it was further up the road. You see a whole host of cars in front.
No, this is it. Daniel Morphy goes bowling into turn 1, as does Leon Erger behind. And a BMW taken to the escape road there, got caught out by that. And we've got another spinner in front, and then we've got an absolute train wreck behind. No, that's too far back. It's Albert Preem that we need to see, which is this car here. This is Albert Preem into turn 1. It was one of the cars that had contact before he even got into the braking zone, unfortunately.
Side by side in front. I think Mike...
Oh no,
he's gonna get
the Aston behind.
And that's dominoes. Oh, Callum Lux has been junked. Oh my word. Oh my word.
Let's just take a look at what happened to Davey, and then we'll cut back to live to try and work out what's happening. There's too much going on at the moment.
Replay on Lux. That's all I can say on the matter. I got the end of it, but not the
Davey
start.
did not go onto the escape road accidentally, deliberately. That was a catching the white line under braking, and was very lucky to avoid not getting hit. Kevin Versanvort was also involved in this. As we saw, that's the AMG GT3 that got big damage. Albert Preem had another moment further round. Happened here. Oh, spin in front for Ivan Veska, who, wow, avoids the wall somehow. Albert Preem is not going to be so lucky, though. Right, and this is what happened with Callum Lux and Leon Erger. Leon Erger, who already just went into somebody in turn 1. And is he going to be involved in another incident here? Oh no! The spinning Aston Martin in front, and he could not see a thing.
Oh,
what happened to Callum Lux then to trigger this? It's just gotten so much wetter in those few laps.
And he's on the green, and that's trying to accelerate on wet paint, and that is spinning car on track, sideways, boom. And just for good measure, boom.
Mark Frederick has also had a moment in GTP. I think that was just behind this, was it? Did he somehow get caught up in that? Yeah, he did. Wow, it's just a spray. You could not see a thing.
Oh, and there's another hit for good measure for Callum Lux. 3 cars have hit a fairly stationary GT3, I'll say, but...
Ivan Vaca's dropped down to P3. This is how Raymond Denit did it. And it's at Parabolica. I imagine he's just going to get very lucky. Yeah. Yes, he does. Race Control might not be too happy about that one. But careful and considered from Dave van der Vacker to just take it slow through there, even if it costs him a position. Remember, he's fighting for the title. Denit right now is not. Most of the GCPs have now cleared most of the GT3s. It's just a couple that we're seeing now, the lead pack of GT3s to get through. Alessandro Vici made a move on Pete Preens. This is on the run down to the Ascari chicane. Gets it done nice and early, and it's slowed down critically. Dave van der Vacker coming under threat from Quinten Verdonk pretty soon at the rate that Quinten is closing. Be looking to push on ahead though. He's just at the moment sort of stuck in this little bubble behind Denit. Made good gains this lap though. Last lap was a little bit poor, but this lap very good.
Now, as is always the case, it's one thing to catch, it's another to pass. These conditions are treacherous. I don't know if you've noticed. I just think it's going to be extremely scary to go side by side with someone through any part of the track at this stage.
Callum Lux getting all loose, getting on the paint, and
not
wow.
Again, okay. I thought we were going to have another repeat of the punting incident, but just about gets away with it. You could just massive amounts of spray all over the place.
We've got a little pack building up here with Davey, Raymond, and Quinten.
We're just gonna have to stay in the single file driving because I think you're really going to struggle to get enough of an overlap to really challenge someone for a position here. to be a lot of waiting for a mistake, which is very likely around this track, you know? It's a lot of wet. Sometimes the car's just going to get a little too wide, get a tire on the paint, go out sideways like that, maybe lose a little bit more speed.
Looks at more problems into turn 1. Gonna get past
Now,
Leon Erger ahead.
Problem 1 is, where's the car in front?
And now he's seen him.
That's optimistic, Callum.
Impressive as well to keep it pointing in the right direction.
Does take the escape road chicane, which I do approve of. We'll still probably get iRacing slower down, but still, you know, do the right thing in that situation. Oh, that's going to be a good dodge for Vesga. His car ends up backwards on track.
Nice, easy free position. "13 minutes into this race. We are within the pit window, but I think people are going to stretch this one out given how wet it is." Brody Maynard, co-commentator from qualifying, has had another moment. Hopefully he's managed to avoid the barrier.
And avoid this Porsche that is alongside now. Takes a little bit of the racing line. And doesn't have enough brake power. Very nicely done getting through the chicane, no problem. And we'll carry on. Oh, Spice 1 for race control, 10-second time penalty for, I believe that's Daniel Morphy for not holding brakes.
To hold his brakes.
Yeah.
I actually think that's not the only thing that Daniel is under investigation for, unfortunately for him. That is for this incident. Ah.
I could see why race control might have this opinion. Oh yeah, he definitely lets go of the brakes there.
Yeah, you see the lights come off actually. Carlos Poyer is flying out front, but it's not without picking up a couple of slowdowns.
This is your daily reminder to hold your damn brakes if you're wrecking. I didn't hold my brakes once, and I wrecked for it, and I still feel bad for that race. I think it was the MX 500 last year. If you were in that race with me, I apologise if you were in that wreck.
We like to hear. Everybody does it once, and it should be only once, and then you realise you need to hold your brakes.
They go, oh yeah, I'll just roll off the track. No, every part of the track is still technically a very active part of the racetrack. Hold your damn brakes.
Quinton Verdonk had pushed up a little bit more than this to the back of Davey, but I think he knows it's not going to really be the best way to get by because you can't see what's going on in front of you. You do that. The rain has now, well, eased off. I don't think it's completely stopped, but it's a lot lower than it was. The track is still very wet, and it's going to take a while for these cars to clear the amount of rain that is on the surface.
And I think it's going to pick up again in about 5 minutes anyway, so lol this track is going to be very sketchy for the remainder of this race. Still, drivers are making it work. They might not be going as fast as they want to, but most of the drivers have managed to keep the car pointing forwards right now, which is a commendation of their skills. As we stay on board with the donkey, who just has a little bit of a wobble in the corner. He'd rather not have a wobble in.
And he's coming in.
And chooses to pits.
I think this is a smart call from Verdonk. Get out of the traffic, get out of the chaos, find some clear air, and maybe you'll be able to push on a little bit more. If you can find some clear air, that is.
Patrick Stanek, 10-second time penalty for forcing another driver off the track and causing a collision.
Currently sits in second place with 2 cars within 10 seconds of him. Could cost him the podium.
Oh, Brody.
No, this is one. This is one we've already seen.
This one.
We've already seen this one. The Preens we haven't seen.
Is this car going to go straight on a right-hand corner?
Oh, oh, oh! Almost made it. Did make it, and he's going to go around afterwards. Yeah, okay. Nicely
fairly
done.
mild
Yeah,
as-
slammed on the
turns.
brakes and let it sort of slide and got away with it. Which is good. Come back to 0 visibility.
Vanderwacker, I have a lot of respect for these drivers right now, because if I was driving in these conditions, I'd be like, where the hell is anything?
Well, I
Where
think
are
our
my
race
brake
leader
markers?
is starting to struggle as well, so he smells an opportunity to lead because this is just contracted an awful lot at the front.
Because like you have to sit behind these cars going, where are my brake markers? Where is the edges of the track? Where is the car in front of me sometimes? And where is the car in front of them? Because that can matter as you try and get traffic as well.
Traffic has once again dropped down to moderately wet, and it's a great sector 2 from Quinton Verdonk, by the way, as Aceto and Van der Wacker are both in. Denique carries on. I think this is a smart call. With Quinton Verdonk having pitted and the sector times that he's putting in, he may already have undercut them, so they needed to get in.
Looks backwards.
To try and hold on to this.
Spins it around perfectly. Amazing job there by Callum. Not fast, but does manage to keep it
I think there was
together.
contact here with Raymond Denique. There was. Whoa, big contact. And Raymond Denique,
Never
who
mind.
carried on when the rest of the field pitted in, has got big damage.
First, I only got the back of that, like Callum looks backwards and they managed to do a perfect pivot. And then I realised why the car was backwards in the first place. And,
And that's a meatball for Denique, unfortunately, who's just trying to drag that car back now. So, Quinton Verdonk, who pitted, has successfully undercut the race leader Aceto and his championship rival, Davy Van der Wacker. Raymond Denique is towed to the pit lane now, by the way. Who's Brody Maynard inherits the race lead. Mega move from Verdonk. That's a mega undercut to have pulled off there.
Obviously, though, you'll have to pay that back in fuel at some point, but if all the other drivers are coming as well, it's basically everyone on the same strategy at this point. Just be a case of fuel to the end of the race for a lot of these drivers. Few of the GT3s have a bit of damage, but most of the field yet.
Oh, free wide! We're free wide with the GT3.
Two wides. GT3 got spat out. I think Alprima has hit the barrier. And is towing.
Please check.
Car is not moving. Albert Prima, I think, trying to draw a safety car. I don't think that's going to...
No, Van der Wacker asking for that to be checked. Because if we take another look at that, it looks to me like Van der Wacker is pushed into Albert Prima by Davide Aceto.
Either way, Albert Prima's going to be very unhappy with whatever happens, as...
Davy's unhappy because he's got a meatball from it, and he thinks he was pushed into that car. And that is basically going to be the end of his race now, fighting for the win. Because he can use his fast repair, but it's still essentially like serving a drive-through. He can top up with fuel, but he's not going to be able to make it 40 minutes, you wouldn't have thought.
I think this race is going to end up with a lot of hurt feelings from a lot of people for various reasons, including Patrick Stanek, who's backwards on the track once again. I say once again, I think Stanek...
check.
Now, that's a little just a bit of water. Cardi not happy with... Admittedly, that would be... I forgot... Vanek?
Vanek or Heck behind him? I don't know, I'm trying to work out if somebody's like gone off and taken a slow down.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Would be
Vanek.
Vanek.
Dave Vanek ahead, who has taken a slow down here, and I think
There's a very fast slowdown, I think.
well, he took a while to serve it as well, and one of the things with the slowdowns in iRacing is you can kind of take them in the wet and sometimes gain time. Especially noticeable at Le Mans, you can kind of just go straight on at the Dunlop chicane with very little penalty, if any, and actually sometimes...
Oh, Stanek hard in the barrier. Spinning back on track. Is stopped on the racing line. That's
we're not going to go free wide, are we? Oh, Stanek loses it under braking.
Does manage to avoid further contact as someone goes spinning in front of him.
Wow, wow, Stanek. That might be one of the few times where it was okay to roll forwards and get out of the way. That was very, very tight, and we're going to be very tight here with the barrier. Wow, Dave Van Eck. Very lucky to escape contact there, as I think was that Mark Frederick coming through?
Yeah, almost got a bump there from Van Eck as well. Frederick was really checking up for the corner, and Van Eck trying to carry speed, and unfortunately there's just a hypercar in the way.
Rudy Maynard still out in the lead, by the way. Quinton Verdonk now just 1.2 seconds behind him. Brody maybe trying to do the one-stop here.
I don't know what the fuel economy's like for Maynard, but 36 minutes left on the clock in the race. Definitely outside chance, potentially huge hit. Diego Palacio is in the wall, as is Vici. Oh,
that's just
my
in
word,
front of our race leaders.
Vici's trying to limp it home. Oh my words. The dog on the grass trying to get around Patrick Stanek.
They're side by side. He gets through.
It's insane how much is going on right now.
We've got a lot of GT3s into the pit lane for their pit stop as well.
Big spray. Brody Maynard's in that mess somewhere. You'll have to take my word for it.
As is Quinton Verdonk.
7 number Sun. Yeah, Kimber Sandford black flag, presumably for incident.
Yeah, that's incident limits. He's just hit his 18.
Maynard.
Oh, Brody off. And the race leader going to get by him. Or the new race leader
and
now, and it's dropped down to
everybody,
P3,
and this is a really scary place to read on because you're basically on the racing line on the corner exit here. Doesn't manage to get away with it, but ooh, very spooky.
Daniel Morpy's off again, I think, as well.
Black flag for Morpy, probably incident point limit. Ooh, big spinner. Pesca breathing down the microphone.
Don't know what Morpy's black flag's for, actually. Because he doesn't seem to have hit the incident.
I might be able to check. I can indeed check, and yeah, Morpy's got 19 incident points, which is in fact more than enough for a black flag.
It's very weird. He shows 16 on mine. Take your word for it. Mine is just mounting too much of the curb there for Morpy.
Yeah, big hit as well. And Maynard is not going to be able to make a one-stopper here. I think, given the amount of time left in the race, if he's coming into the pits, which he has just called he is, it's going to have to be 2 stops to the end for Maynard. It's going to be a splash and dash for the last pit stop, so potential to save some time there, but I think might be struggling to take the lead of the race on pit strategy alone. As Ross currently has the run of the GT3 Pro Field, 22 seconds clear of Vincent Awesome's. Sandford into the black flag. Morpy's already cleared his.
Carlos Bezopoya cruising with now nearly 50-second lead.
And
Grunewald is just here for points.
Bad to worse for Sandford has just been handed a 5-second penalty for causing a collision for lap 2. Just finally getting around
this
to that.
incident.
A bit of a harpooning down on Stanek. Oh, Sartor sideways on track has just been hit by Morpy.
Yes, worse and worse and worse for Daniel Morphy, doesn't it?
Certainly not getting better at any rate.
Tata, who was running in the podium positions.
You see that just overtakes Morphy. Gets on the brakes.
Still is running in the
Hits a
podium
bit too much of
position.
this curb. Loses the car, and I don't. To be fair to Morphy, I'm not sure where he's meant to go in that situation. It's really hard to get the car swung that late in the corner in these track conditions, but still another incident involving Morphy, which is just unfortunate.
Carlos Bezopoya in for his pit stop.
That's a little shy of where I'd want to be for a one stop.
Yeah, I don't think he can do it on one, but I don't think he needs to worry about doing it on one either.
Oh, Grunfeld stayed out. Might be trying to do this fuel safe strategy.
Grunewald is 50 seconds behind. I think he's just not made it to the pit entry yet.
That would also, you know, be a factor in this situation.
Let's see if Ben comes in. 50 seconds might be enough to do it on one stop. No, he stays out. I still think Carlos Bezopoya is going to come out a long way in the lead. And he is still ahead. So they run down into turn one.
But I think if Grunewald goes there, I think Grunewald's, by the time he makes it to pit lane,
I think Grunewald will be on a one stop. So has now
Yeah.
basically made up the ground that he lost by doing the one stop. But he's going to have to do this much saving in the second stint. And hope that something goes wrong for Carlos, who has been much tidier than he was at Silverstone in the wet and it's only to one incident.
And given the state of this track, you know, anything could happen to anyone at any point in time. It's not a bad strategy for Grunewald. Could work out.
Pete Preen
But,
into the pit lane for service.
Last of the cars to pit as well. And
Probably
on the
can make it
edge
to the
of
end,
making
actually,
it.
on that, you would think.
Yeah, gonna be tight. I think you need to do a bit more fuel saving than whatever you did on your first stint, but it's definitely doable.
Track is once again moderately wet.
And I've just seen the yellow peek into my zoomed in radar, so I don't think it's going to remain that way for long.
Dave van der Wacker pushing on, looking for revenge. Didn't know if Race Control have even looked at that incident yet. Davide Cheto is flying out there, took 7/10 out of Quinton Ledonk on the last lap. Involved two purples as well.
And whatever storm we were in before, we have reached the calm point, certainly. Nothing immediately crazy going on. Everyone's fairly spread out at this point.
Well, if the sort of first phase of this race is anything to go by, once we get hit by the next big cell of rain, we'll need to start worrying again. Old drift for Van der Wacker.
So what? That can't be the stake of black flag, surely not. No, it just took a while to clear the first one. I'm not sure what the problem is with the... I thought he was in the pit lane to clear that black flag, but no. Must have been for service and then had to take... You still have to take the drive-through separately if you've got one. VT once again presses the radio button to just breathe.
Quinton Verdonk is going to be getting worried by the pace of Davide Cheto behind him right now. Took 6/10 out of them in Sector 2, another 2/10 in Sector 3. Verdonk putting the... well, has done a green Sector 4, so has maybe got the message.
Oh, that's
Cheto another
a
10
message.
quicker. Looks black
Race
flag.
control. Race control drive-through penalty for unsafe rejoin on Callum Lux.
That is for this incident here. Ah. Well, he was just
I'm
rolling
guessing-
back at that point, yeah.
Yeah. And I trust race control who actually examined that and determined that yes, probably could have done more to not go back on track and get onto a very active part of the racetrack.
So another second out of the race leader that lap for Davide Cheto. Dave van der Wacker will be hoping that Cheto can take the win away from Verdonk. Still a long way to go today.
Get cozy, everyone. I think this is going to pick up again as we are hitting a little bit of orange into red rain now.
We can just see it on some of our camera angles. In fact, I believe Quinton Verdonk being briefly off track. Just
I would
scoots
agree
off the
that
road a little bit.
that car was in fact briefly off track.
Rudy Maynard has briefly been off track as well. 2.8 seconds this one, and gets scared by the
No.
GT3.
I fully understand Maynard there with the GT3 in front of you, just whatever that was. I think I can happily call that evasive maneuvers and not blame Brody for a thing.
Donk putting his foot down now a little bit and is putting some pretty good sectors this lap, including a purple sector 4. Stretching that gap out again towards 5 seconds.
It's terrifying. Every time you look through this, just the amount of spray, and then suddenly a car just pops into existence that you didn't even know was there. And I'm just sat here in the broadcast booth, just looking at these cars from various camera angles. If you're in the cockpit, you're in the thick of that spray. You can't see a damn thing, and you just have to pray that you just have enough of a read of what these cars in front of you are doing that you just get through it.
And the Vaca finally now up to the back of Sartor and really putting the pressure on. Wants to get back up onto the podium. Can't see a thing.
Really
Oh, and then the Cadillac
contact.
appears! And there's contact.
Both spun out. Both will be able to get it going again. But I don't think either of the drivers are going to be happy about it.
I'm just trying to remember who Davey had contact with before. Was that also Sartor? And we saw Albert go off.
I forgot.
This incident here? No, that wasn't Sartor, was it? Because Sartor was in, that was with a Cheto before, teammate.
Patrick Stake with a singular F in the chat. Not sure what the reason for that is. As the rain definitely picking up now again. It is.
The track is once again very wet, 60% rain according to iRace Control.
I think that's going to pick up a lot. This seems like a decent patch of red as well that we've found ourselves in. So conditions are going to deteriorate. Emotions are going to deteriorate. Carlos Bozapoyo's racecraft is going to deteriorate as he goes straight off into Mexico. And
I think we should just accept. I mean, the curbs are the right colours already, right? So. Jeffrey Ross with a pretty dominant lead. We've not really touched on this, but he's 32 seconds ahead of Vincent Ossoms.
And this is where you want to be. As far away from everyone as physically possible.
Well, his advantage right now is he can just absolutely chill. He's got no need to push or, you know, and when the rain does come down, he can back off, or if he sees cars off ahead of him, he can lift off and give up, 20 seconds if he needs to.
Importantly, you don't need to worry about what the car next to you is trying to do. You just get to do whatever you want, take as much of the track as you need, take as much of the curb as you want. Prince has a 10-second time penalty for unsafe rejoin, that's fine.
Albert Preem,
just
I think,
keep driving.
Yes, I think it is Albert Preem,
yes.
Who is out of the race anyway.
We need different tri-codes for those drivers. Anyway. Just a nice calm shot of Jeff Ross just having a nice Thursday evening drive. And everyone else is suffering bedlam in the meanwhile.
Speaking of, Dave van der Wacker has had a brief moment off track. Oh, straight on at Ascari. That's the right decision. We've seen what goes wrong if you try and hang on to it.
As long as you make the escape road in one piece, and Van der Wacker does, and we'll continue on.
As long as once you switch from grass/gravel to tarmac, as long as the car is pointing in a sort of straight line, tend to be okay. Mark Frederick at a moment, unfortunately. Turn 1 is carrying on. I think has got damage based on what I can see Speedo doing. So
And Vici, Sartor, and Veska. Veska, very loud on the microphone there.
Frederick's had another moment, so I'm not sure what's going on here. He doesn't look particularly quick. Whoa!
Ooh, big swapper. And it's going to hit the barrier? No, just get it stopped. Very fortunately. This is the Veska incident where it's going to have just a little roaming together, and then a hypercar is just going to get up the inside.
And bump him
So
out
I think
the way.
Veska's going to be very annoyed at that, I can guarantee. Gets pushed out of the way by the car who's racing, and then a hypercar just comes in and pushes him even more.
Pete Preens and Ivan Veska who are racing for position. Oh, and big snap on the rear, and another one for Veska.
Oh, I think might have got a little too hot emotionally. Tries to go for a full send on the brakes. Car can't take it, loops around.
Pete Preens is off again though.
And somehow has forced the car who was racing into a similar mistake. Tactical genius by Ivan Veska, I guess.
What even happened to Preens there? How did he even go off? Okay, so Veska did have a hit with the barrier. Oh, and then he just Preens lost it on the curb and also hit the barrier.
Incredible scenes.
Mark Frederick is in to serve a black flag of some description. Oh no, he got the black flag a second after he came into the pit lane. That is unfortunate. Dave van der Wacker is now back out on the road after doing his second stop of the day.
And now I'm just waiting for when the next moment of chaos arrives. Maynard and Van der Wacker getting close to each other. That GT3's really upset Maynard though. Can't carry the speed through the corner there, and it's just really forced to just check up massively and let Van der Wacker get away.
Dave
Oh,
Van
Veska
Eyck.
backwards.
Oh, Brody
Just avoids
Maynard,
Maynard.
very lucky there. Dave Van Eyck, by the way, has got a black flag. And looking at it, I think he's picked up a black flag for not clearing his slowdown quick enough. That is what it looks like. Yeah, he had a slowdown for 39 seconds, and then 39 seconds later he picked up a black flag. He's going to kick himself for that. Into Donkin for the race leader's final stop of the race.
Wonderful shot there of the safety car that we can't see the GT.
There he
lights.
is, back rolling. And very much clear out in the lead.
I don't know why the GT3s just seem to carry more speed through the corner than some of the hypercars. It's almost causing issues a lot. I will say, like, that GT3 is good at recognizing this and just backing up a little bit, letting the hypercars pull away, but it looks so scary going through the corner. I think Vici's about to have a bad time.
Rushes the
I would describe
barrier.
that as a bad time.
Oh, no.
This is a very bad time. Yep. And once again, a moment of quiet, a moment of the rain calming down a bit momentarily.
Davy van der Vacker has been given a 15-second time penalty.
For
Causing a collision GT3 on GT. Really? He's been given a penalty for this? He's... Okay.
You don't sound convinced.
I very much would not blame that on Davy. Let's just take another look from...
It does look like he just kind of shoves the car in a gap that isn't really there.
I don't know.
I think there might be some arguing in the stewards' room tonight. Let's put it like that.
I think that he is alongside enough there that Porsche cannot just pretend he's not there. Quinta Verdonk, race leader! What's happened? He's carried on, but he's been off.
Tries to outbrake a GTP, or GT3, excuse me. Does so. Outbreaks himself considerably. Realises exactly what happened and chooses the escape road. And good slalom.
Very lucky. It's going to go 4 seconds behind. Worse for people than that.
Jeffrey Ross in for final service, I believe. Could get spooky. I think that will spit him out into Vincent Awesomes, and I think what a lot of Ross has done well is not getting involved with people, which honestly I think is good life advice.
We would expect those other cars into the pit lane shortly though for their pit stop.
But I think they've got a big window to work in.
Awesome stays out, but Ross is already out of the pit lane here.
So not too much to worry about in any direction. Sartor gets the inside of GT3. Through Lesmo, it's a little bit terrifying, but Vici gives the space and Sartor just shoots off like a rocket.
And you please check blue flag on the straight.
Ooh. That's a call we don't get very often. Macaulay Monty not happy about lap traffic.
Only in P3 and 10 seconds behind Vincent Awesomes.
Could tell why you would be annoyed at that then.
I think it will depend who it was, whether it was a teammate of Luca Ricciardi, perhaps.
I think I don't remember our rules on blue flags for in class, I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to shut up and leave it to race control.
Raphael Heck is also only, well, actually 13 seconds behind. Wait, wrong numbers. And Dave Van Eck clear Alessandro Vici.
Not this time. Please don't try it.
Both getting loose under the brakes.
Yeah.
Vici with damage on the front end. And the leader now, by the way, only has a 3.5 second lead over Davide Aceto, who took a second out of him on the last lap.
Alright, move's going to come here, I think. Vanek trying to get the high side going. Pull alongside, try and get the outbreak. Just don't make anything funny happen on the corner. Good job, both drivers, keeping it clean, keeping it simple. Vanek goes through.
Very nice to watch, that one. Sun is also coming down here. It's getting a bit dark. I was about to say the rain has stopped, but it's literally just picked back up again. So
no, the rain has in fact returned. Van der Vacker has spun. is backwards on the track, is sideways on the track. Is very unfortunate.
Oh no, and he's going to get a
And
penalty. I
has in
think.
fact blocked Ben Groeneveld.
Just let Brody Maynard through. It just shows you how bad the day has gone for Dave van der Wacker.
I think Groeneveld did the right thing there of not pile driving the car in front, but
To be fair, he wasn't going to pile drive his teammate. So he's fighting for a championship.
but also like please be a little more careful if you're spinning a car around on track. Like there is going to be traffic approaching you.
Maynard is in for his final stop of the day. Stretched it out as long as he could.
Oh, this looks like very bad rainfall. I don't know what the track status is right now, but it does not look pretty. Well, I mean, it looks pretty, but it doesn't look like the kind of conditions I would want to drive in.
Yeah, the rain has just picked up a lot. It's not on the whole track.
Is David Nick about to have an adventure into Mexico?
He's going to go on holiday to a nice sunny place. The other side of the globe
probably
with a similar coloured flag. Oh,
No,
that
okay,
looked like pure
that's
skill
fairly
to
tame.
me. Avoids all the cones, nicely through the chicane. Carry on his way.
I think if you realise early enough that there is going to be a problem with your turning, just accepting your mistake and just going straight off is probably a reasonable thing to do. Oh, 10-second penalty for the 22 of Diego Palacio for causing a collision. Lap 11 feels like it was a while ago.
It's for this incident, and you can tell it's a while ago. It took a while to load. Ah, he ran into the back. Did he? No, he was at what?
He ran into some part of some car,
I'm
and
about to
race control
question
determined
another
it was
race
worth
control
a-
call. That's what it sounds like I'm about to do. Let's take a look. Okay. Get one more look. Just lift off because there's a corner coming up. It's early. He is in a lot of spray though. Let's start the beef. Race control on some crazy calls again today. Just kidding. They have looked at a lot more angles and a lot more data than we will have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, not sure.
However, it's funny to throw Andy directly under the bus, so...
Let's drag him in. Let's get one of them. There's four of them in there at the moment.
Let's not do that. Especially when there's a lot of other stuff they probably want to be looking at as well.
Well, I suppose Apoyo is serving a slowdown, but he's 1.5 minutes ahead of Ben Groeneveld right now.
If it wasn't for the fact that Groeneveld had to stop for his teammate on the exit of Ascari, it might be closer.
Yes, technically. Davide Cheto continuing to bring down that gap. A second last lap.
Oh, it is dreadful conditions. The spray is...
Yeah, we've just hit extreme wet according to iRace Control, so expect the chaos to ensue.
This looks incredible, but also absolutely terrifying. And Maynard is just going to go straight on a right-hander.
Feels like not a bad outcome given how wet it was through there.
Yes.
Mark Frederick has got a black flag to serve. It's for
Just to send him
incident
more
points. Morpy's actually in the pits right now serving that penalty.
Oh,
Straight
goodbye,
on.
Mark Frederick.
Parabolica.
And Mark Frederick does in fact have a black flag for instant point limits, which we already discussed. Thought this was a new one for some reason. Straight into the pit lane with them. And now 7 minutes remain on the race. Again, things have quietened down a bit, but given these conditions, all it takes is one person making one slip and it's going to get a little bit spicy.
Six and a half minutes to go till the checkered flag. 6.5 seconds is the lead after a poor lap from Davide Aceto where he lost 3 seconds in the first sector. See the rain really coming down now if Mark Frederick gets a little bit sideways. Verdonk has picked up a slowdown penalty though. Allow Aceto to get a little bit closer again.
Slowing down for the slowdown penalty. Incredible scenes.
Actually has to is a very big surprise. Jeffrey Ross, by the way, I know we mentioned it once already, but it's mega job. Oh, and another penalty for Van der Vacker causing a collision and gaining an advantage. That's a day from bad to worse for Van der Vacker. We knew that one was going to come.
It's just so treacherous out here. Like, just the amount of spray, the complete lack of grip, the complete fear in your heart when you just
Davy
see...
Van der Vacker has picked up a meatball flag. What has happened here?
That car was not on a part of the track where I typically see a race car. That is not the escape road.
That was
Van der
Carlos
Vacker.
Boza Poyet. I'm not sure what's happened to Van der Vacker. Because this should be the replay. Something has happened. Oh, there he is. Ah. Something netcodey internety has happened, I fear.
That is strange and bizarre.
Ooh.
Oh, no, that's...
Is it?
He's eaten a bunch of delicious paint and then had an internet blip and has got spat out on entry turn 5. Or turn 4, excuse me, I can count, I swear.
Race lead down to 3.7 again. Took 3 seconds out of him in the last lap. It was more than that. It was 4.5 seconds. Just 4 seconds. I can't read or do maths on the fly clearly anymore.
I've sort of lost a lot of brain power. Oh, Van Eyck around, sideways, off track, into the
Just about to say,
no.
Dave Van Eyck is racing Mick Sagan, but that was a short-lived. Yeah.
Oh, Maynard has a big spin as well. Hit the barrier a couple times. We'll get
It's extreme wet conditions and it's 98.8% rain. It's wet. Lead now down to 2.6. Ghetto mounting a late charge.
Sideways on track is going to back it up onto the racing line. Is going to stop before he actually gets on the racing line. Fair play.
Quinton Verdonk ahead? I think Quinton's been off. Yeah, he has. The lead now down to 1.5 seconds, and Davide Aceto is going to get a mega run here down into Parabolica.
Oh,
Okay.
Peter Preens and even Vesca had a huge junk. I have no idea what's happened there.
And one. Oh, onto the white line, loses the rear end, is going to go flying through into turn 1, and wow.
Oh.
That is about as bad as it can be. Brody Maynard had a similar moment, I think. He's already had a snap as he puts the power on down the straight, and you can see it wiggling around because it's aquaplaning.
Verdonk has a meatball.
Yeah, he has.
Verdonk
Verdonk
has a
and
meatball.
Preem have been noted for an incident. this is chaos.
Oh, race control.
Oh, on the
I
straight.
do not envy you. Oh,
He's aquaplaned.
No. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Let's go back a bit further. This is Davide Aceto, and that's Pete. That's the race leader in front. And whoa, Davide Aceto has escaped there.
Okay. I'm going to politely ask race control to please verify Verdonk was at least holding the brakes and at least trying to turn right there. Because, Jesus Christ, if what I saw is what I think I saw, I have a lot of
I think his
complaints to make
suspension's
about
broken.
Verdonk.
Look at the way this is driving.
Yeah.
Andy, check rejoin.
I mean, I'm not happier with someone. Well, I think the good news is the rain might stop post-race, but for now the track is treacherous. The drivers are, frankly, pissed off to all hell for some of them. And
This is the wettest that the track has been all race, for sure.
yes, that's not much better. That's insane. How are you meant to drive like this?
Just 1 minute to go. Davide Aceto, your race leader, is coming through Parabolica. Brody Maynard aquaplaning down the main straight.
Oh my word. Okay, I would like to formally issue an apology to Verdonk. I think I understand what happened there. It looked a lot worse on the replay than it probably was in reality.
And the Vaca is under
Because good
investigation
Lord
for
Maynard
another
is
incident.
struggling.
These things look like an absolute handful to drive. I wouldn't be trying to overtake anyone. So difficult. You can see Quinten Verdonk is in the pit lane, as is his championship rival Davy van der Vaca. And these two, well,
Goodbye,
Davy van der
Maynard.
Vaca will be pleased to see
We
this
just cut
result.
away at the wrong time. I think Maynard is about to have an excursion.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I think
that
he's
looks
had a
about
hit.
right. I think he just went straight on a corner. That... Oh, it's moving about the pace I'd expect it to.
It's just aquaplaned.
All hell, the gravel trap keeps Maynard pointing forwards, who is currently running third as well, after all of the shenanigans of this race.
Just kept it out the barriers, Brody. Pace hasn't been top tier, but and when he has gone off, he's made sure it's not hit the barrier, which is what's cost, you know, our two championship contenders really. Jeffrey Ross doing a mega job. Davide Aceto has just got Parabolica to deal with, or he's going to win this race in pretty good style. You can see how wet it is. I think this is going to be checkered flag as he comes to the line. Yes, it is. Davide Aceto will win in Monza, a home win for the Italian driver at Absolute Motorsport Asalith, and will take the checkered flag. There's going to be a lot more penalties to come, including for whoever VES is. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Vesca.
Ivan Vesca getting a penalty for driving in an unsafe condition. Brody Maynard takes the podium in the end. Carlos Bozapoya is your race winner in GT3. In LMP2. Luca Picardi wins in GT3 AM. Jeffrey Ross is on track to win. But given how treacherous it's been, we can't say he's the race winner until he crosses the line. Surely he's going to be
If the
taking
car
it
hooks
fairly
right
careful.
here, it would be heartbreaking. Just use your TC, make sure the car stays point forwards, and bring that car home in 1-2.
He thought
I was
about
scared.
weaving across the line then and then realised it was a very bad idea. Jeffrey Ross is your race winner in GT3 Pro, and you can see what would have happened if he'd gone for a little bit earlier.
Oh,
It's drifting
That
already.
has been spun. Nicole Monti involved.
This is our second place,
think-
third place and fourth place drivers have all had some sort of moment on the last lap. I think Vincent
no.
Ossoms has retired. He caught the white line.
Ah,
Oh, and he
no,
whacked it into the barrier, and it's really broken.
Oh,
You can
is
see
he
as
gonna-
soon as he pulls
yeah.
away how bad that is. Leon Erger is carrying on. Nicoli Monti will take P2, it would look like at the moment, which is a pretty impressive result given the day he's had. Raphael Heck moves up to P3. Leon Erger still trying to drag it back with that serious damage. What happened to
Meanwhile,
Leon? Because they were
checkered flag cars are
unrelated
passing.
incidents, actually, which we've not really mentioned. Oh, he got whacked in
yeah,
the
there it
back
is.
by the car that's now running in P2, Nicoli Monti.
Oh,
I think there's going to be a big penalty coming Nicoli Monti's way.
This isn't going to be a Kirby crash out. This is going to be a Kirby breakdown. I have no idea what the fuck I'm witnessing anymore. Somebody please send help.
Race control are going to have a busy one.
Oh, I don't want to.
Leon Erger trying to drag it to the line. He's run out of power. He's got about 40 meters to go, but I think he's going to give up. And is there anyone to give him a push? Who have we still got on track?
That car is still in the race. I think if anyone gives him a push, I think I am going to take personal beef with it if no one else will.
I think we've seen it happen before. He's done now, fortunately. Bakker given another penalty for an unsafe rejoin. It's not going to make a difference. He's already last. We've got a couple of drivers ready for interview as well.
Oh, no.
I just need to make my
is
Discord
going
long
to-
enough that I can drag them down the page. Right, we're going to start with you, Jeffrey. Pretty
Hello.
nice result, right? Like,
Pretty
win,
nice. The
60
drive of
seconds
century.
nearly in the end, but the pace was great all race.
Yeah, I felt comfortable. I could push quite easily, except at the end where I was like aquaplaning everywhere, even when in the fourth gear. So I was just taking it easy to the finish.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of aquaplaning in that final little stint where the rain picked up and stayed quite high for a long time. Even
Yeah,
I think,
insane.
yeah, down the straight even aquaplaning. So yeah,
Yeah, you couldn't even overtake the back markers. It was like quite horrible. I just had to wait till they decided to let me pass.
and the visibility was bad as well, I guess.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. Every traffic, you just have to lift like on half the straight to just see the break point.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad. We were saying the whole time you can't really see anything in front of you, especially like say when you're trying to lap cars. It looked very, very treacherous. Great result for you though to score pole and a win. I think you had pole, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't get pole, sadly. There was Chris Steyen.
Oh yeah, it was yes.
Mick,
yes,
it was
sorry.
Mick. Great lap from him. GG's.
But yeah, great haul of points with Vincent. I don't know if you've seen, had a crash on the last lap and actually didn't take the
He had a
checkered flag.
crash.
Yeah, he crashed
No.
on the last lap, so he's scored as 4th place at the moment, but he didn't take the checkered flag.
Oh,
so I think
Jesus.
he'll get dropped down the order. Him and Leon both had a crash on the last lap.
Oh, damn.
Separate crashes, but they had a crash on the last lap. So we'll see what that does to the points going
We'll see what
into.
we do.
Yeah, we'll
Right,
see what
alright.
that does for the points going into Watkins. Glenn, are you looking forward to the race at Watkins?
No, the Porsche doesn't suit the track, so just hope to survive.
Okay, I hope there's enough points
dry,
scored
the pace
so
will not be
far,
there.
and then
Yeah, I hope.
okay, all right. Well, thanks for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
congrats on the race.
No
mate.
worries. Thank you.
Luca, good race for you.
Thank you.
Looked like a pretty chaotic race in GT3, but 24 seconds a winner is a pretty good result.
Yeah, of course. This is going up to the last race in Watkins Glen with a win. It's a very good point, a very good advantage against my rival for the championship. But I think what a shame, because I forgot to deflag tires on the last pit. And I could have been third in this race with the last lap crash.
Oh, third overall, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Brody, who's
but
also in the
I'm-
call, knows a bit about that. Always having the tires ticked when he doesn't need
But
to.
yeah, the
I'd like none to go there,
results that I was aiming for was a win in AM category, and I got it. So I'm happy for that, and I'm very confident for the last race and maybe to achieve my second championship on straight.
Yeah, well, it should give you a nice little buffer going into Watkins Glen. So good luck. You think the car suits the track at Watkins?
I saw this week BMW was going very well and Watkins, but this car, I'm not enjoying this car at all. It's so difficult, and it's not the car that I drove in last 1-2 races, and so
Yeah.
it began to be difficult from race to race.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck next week. Got a little buffer, so
Thank you.
Odds are in your favour, I think. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
Quinton, unfortunate way for the race to end for you. Was it just caught out by the sort of aquaplaning on the main straight that got you?
I guess so. Suddenly went right for whatever reason.
Yeah, it looked like
Even I have no clue.
It got very wet. I mean, Brody's in the call as well. Brody, we saw you had I think a couple of snaps on the straight as well when it got super wet towards the end.
Yeah, it was. I think the entire track just ended up becoming a river towards the last couple of laps. It was just absolutely horrendous.
I think even the river was drier than this.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
To be honest.
Quinton, I guess the good news for you is that you still outscored Davey in that race, which means for the championship, still a fairly good result for you.
True. Makes it a bit easier going into the Glen.
And actually, I think this will be your drop round, will it? Looking at your points scored. So yeah, you should still have a nice buffer going into the Glen, but obviously always a difficult race at the Glen, especially at the start up the hill. There can always be a bit of chaos. Yeah. Anything else to highlight from the race today? What was the visibility like? What was it like with the changing conditions throughout the race?
Well, the changing conditions, it was somewhat easy to manage. Just had to be a bit more careful going into the braking zones when it started to rain again. And the visibility, well, let's just say you were better off driving with your eyes closed, especially when you're coming up to two GT3s.
Yeah, side by side with some side by side GT3s in front of you in the wet is always a difficult one to manage.
Yeah, this was pretty much like driving blind.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah, go on. It's fun, but this was a bit too much.
Yeah, this was very, very wet. I think it was red flag conditions.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, why are we still going? It might have been better.
You know it's bad when you think, why are we still going? And it's in the sim.
So, pretty much.
All right, Brody, we'll jump to you now. Picked up a podium in the end after misfortune for a couple of other drivers, but I think you were one of the few to not have any sort of big moments where you actually hit the wall. I know there was a couple of offs and the spin on the first lap, unfortunately, but what was the race like from your perspective?
To be quite honest, that first lap little spin that I had, well, I wouldn't say little, but it just made my race easier to manage. Obviously, no spray in front of me for the first half of it, really, before we caught up the GT3. So I was just able to manage it quite well up to that point. Yeah, pretty quiet race. I just pretty much had the mindset from season 9 when we came here. Just drive and see what happens, pretty much, because with how unpredictable the weather was, all strategy went out the window. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was a very interesting race. Like you say, I think it looked like you tried to make it to half race distance perhaps on the first stint, but that didn't quite work. You went a lot longer than some of the others. Was that something you were trying to do at one point?
It was definitely in my mind. I probably, if I'd have planned more for it, I probably could have saved a bit, maybe a lap extra worth of fuel, which could have helped me. But yeah, I just needed a splash and dash at the end, which was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah,
George, I can't help but notice the freeze frame you've chosen for this interview.
I didn't mean to freeze frame it. There we go. We're now unfreeze framed, and now we've got Brody coming across the line to take P3 at Monza, which is the ultimate recovery. We're showing the start and how it ended and how we got on the podium in the end, and that's what we want to see. Right, we'll run you through your race results really quickly. We had a few interviews to take up some of your time. So, Davide Chiesa was your race winner. It was a 1-2 for Absolute Motorsport Asliv at their home track, ahead of Mr. Brody Maynard, who's just in the booth with us right now. Quinton Verdonk in P4, Mark Frederick P5, Dave van der Vacker in P6, and Raymond Denique 21 laps down in P7. LMP2, this one won't take too long. Carlos Bozapoya took your race win ahead of Ben Grunewald and then the other 3 drivers who did not start the race after seeing how wet it was. GT3 Pro was run by Jeffrey Ross, Nicole Monti, Raphael Heck, Vincent Ostens and Leon Erger did not take the checkered flag, so they may end up actually dropping down the order further. Dave Van Eck was P6 as they are right now, then Alessandro Vici behind him, Daniel Morby, Kevin Verzandvoort, Callum Lux make up your top 10, but I think Kevin Verzandvoort down will not be scored. GT3 Amp was won by Luca Picardi ahead of pole sitter Mick Sayan and Patrick Stanek in P3. Pete Preens, Ivan Beska, and Diego Palcho Rodriguez make up your AM points scorers and everyone that took part in AM today. All of our AM drivers making it to the end. I think that's the only category in which they did that. So thank you very much to everyone that joined us. We are back next week at the same time for our 1.5 hour, 90-minute season finale at Watkins Glen. I think pretty much all of our titles, if not all of our titles, apart from maybe LMP2, are going to go down to that final round. So it's going to be a great one to watch with championship implications. We had a brilliant championship decider back in the GT3 series days at Watkins Glen, where I think we had, based off where they were in different phases of the race, so we had about 4 people who were on track to be champion. So hopefully we can have a recreation